up, everyone? We are here and we are going to record our tier list video for the 2020 helmets of Formula One. So this is last season. I'm going to be doing a video like this for this season, the 2021 season, with some of my friends because I'm just starting to get into F1 racing and I think it's pretty cool. And I love these helmet designs. They're super cool. So I just wanted to rank the ones from last year, and then people can get used to it, and then we'll be ready for this year's ranking. So starting off, we have Daniel Ricciardo's helmet here. So he is probably the most creative out of all of them, with these like weird little W's and M's just kind of wiggling around the gray helmet. I really like it. It's almost an S tier, but it just doesn't match the car at all, because he drives a Renault, or he drove a Renault car last year, so the black and yellow, so it doesn't really match at all. So I'm going to have to throw it in A tier, but it's super creative, and I really like what he did there. Then I'm going to do, next up is going to be Verstappen here. This one's pretty cool. I don't like it as much as Daniel Ricciardo's. Just the white, I think, is kind of boring. It looks like dirty with those like lines and stuff, but it's pretty cool. The Red Bull logo always looks pretty cool. So I'm going to put it in B tier, maybe A tier. I'll think about that one. Next up is going to be Lance Stroll. He's one of the Canadians in the F1, I'm pretty sure, or his dad is Canadian. But it matches the car perfectly, but it is pretty boring. I'm not going to throw it in D tier, but because it matches the car. But it's just a pretty boring design, so I'm going to have to throw it in C tier. So I'm not biased towards the Canadian guys. Next up is going to be Valtteri Botes. This one matches the car pretty well with the black design, but it also has that blue design. I think it's pretty cool, and that Monster sponsorship always looks cool. I'm going to throw it in B tier because he could be a little bit more creative with the bottom chin piece. It's kind of boring. Next up, we have Nicolas Latifi. He is also Canadian. I didn't know he was, but he is. This one's pretty cool. I mean, they're all pretty cool, but this one, I like the design. It matches the car well. I'm also going to throw it into B tier because the design's pretty cool. But the top part, it kind of looks off with that blue line cut off. So, I don't know. Just a thought by myself. Next up is going to be Russell. This one is pretty boring. Not much design here. I like the font of the numbers, but not my favorite. I'm going to throw it there. And it's worse than Lance Stroll, so I'm going to throw it behind. Next up is going to be Norris. This one, Norris is probably one of the most creative ones besides Daniel Ricciardo. He races for McLaren, but McLaren's orange and blue, but it doesn't really match at all. But I think this is one of the best ones, and I think his one from this year that just got released is one of the best ones I've ever seen. You'll have to watch the next video to see that helmet, or you can look it up yourself. But yeah, stay tuned for that one. But that's going to be an A tier because I love that design, super creative, and I love like that overlapping technique. And I'm pretty sure that's like his own personal logo. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Next up is going to be Sergio Perez. He's also racing with Lance Stroll's team. So the Racing Point, this one's okay. It doesn't really match the car that well though, because it's kind of red, not pink, but it still looks pretty cool from what I can tell. Next up is going to be Alex Albin's Red Bull helmet. Now, a few of these guys use their little flags of their home country over in a little design. Now, Alex Albin does it really well along that top stripe. I'm going to have to throw this into right there in B tier. The dark blue, it matches the car perfectly, but I don't know, just that yellow and blue and red is not the best color combination, even though it is Red Bull's colors. But it's just not my favorite, so I'm going to have to throw it in B tier. Next is going to be Kiviet. I'm terrible at pronouncing his name, but he is the AlphaTauri driver, and he goes really big with the AlphaTauri logo, which is okay, but I think the design's pretty cool, but it's not enough for B tier for me. I'll throw it at the front of C tier there, because the logo, I like that logo more than the Red Bull logo, to be honest, but it's a little bit too big in my opinion. Next up is going to be Charles Leclerc. Now this helmet is pretty cool. I wish I could show you guys the closer up images from this video, but it's pretty hard. But he is a Ferrari driver. Just the one thing that bugs me is the teal or light blue ads on his helmet. I don't know if he had to do that because of the sponsorships, but that kind of messes up the design. But still, I think going to be an A tier helmet for me. Next up is Giovannazi. He also, I think, he races for Alfa Romeo. So this helmet, it has one red stripe you see there with a white design, but has a green stripe on the other side. So it's kind of like the Italian flag, which I think is pretty cool. A little bit simple, but I like it. I'm going to throw it in B tier. Nothing wrong with it. The next one is going to be Roman Grosjean. Now this helmet, I love that heat kind of, what's it called? The heat map design, I guess, of it. That yellow and orange and red kind of fade. I'm going to throw that into right in the middle of B tier, or towards the front. That one's pretty cool. And he also drives for Haas, but it doesn't match the car at all because I think they were black and red this year. So it doesn't really match, but still pretty cool. Next one is going to be Carlos Sainz. Now this one, I think I have to throw it into D tier. I don't know why, but I hate that gray. That gray just really pisses me off. Sadly, I wish the helmet was black or white maybe, because then it would look really great. But that gray, I don't know what's wrong with it, but it just looks like kind of like a helmet you get at a go-kart track, like that you share with a bunch of random people. But yeah, it's still pretty cool, but it's probably my least favorite. Next one is gonna be Ocon. This helmet's pretty cool. The black, it kind of looks like I don't know, it reminds me of like a samurai helmet, I guess, because the design doesn't really do anything. It's just kind of some random lines, but still pretty cool. I'm gonna also throw it into B tier. B tier is kind of getting loaded up here, but that's okay. Next one is gonna be Sebastian Vettel. This one is probably the most simple design out of all of these teams. But I kind of like the design of that flag going across if you don't know, it's the German flag. You can't see the black stripe of it, but it goes across the top of the helmet. It's pretty cool, but it's kind of boring, like nothing else on the design. I'll throw it at the front if I can. Yeah, there you go. Throw it at the front of C tier, but it still is pretty boring. But it kind of looks like a astronaut helmet with a black visor, which I think is cool. I love astronauts. Next one is going to be Kevin Magnussen. This one's pretty cool. I love the visor. I love the design. I think I'm going to have to throw it into the end of A tier. I just love black and red, the color combination between it. It looks so clean. It matches the car really well, and it also incorporates the ads really well. And the visor is super cool. I always like to see a cool color visor, or all black. I think those look the best. But yeah, that's going to go end of A tier. Next one is going to be Kimi Raikkonen. Now this one also is black and red. I can't throw it in A tier. I just don't feel like it's that as good as the other ones in A tier. But I'll throw it at the start of B tier because I think it's got a great design. I love those like kind of those swirly stripes at the back of the helmet, right here. But I'll throw it at the front of the B tier. And we got the last two here. We have Lewis Hamilton. Now this helmet, I'm gonna throw a picture up of it, a close-up picture of this, because it doesn't have the best picture right now. But wow, just look at this. This is my favorite helmet. I'm gonna go in S tier. This is my favorite helmet of the year. I guess Hamilton wins everything now. He even wins my rankings. But yeah, his helmet is so cool. He also had another all black helmet version of this, like without the purple, for the Black Lives Matter movement, which was super cool as well. But this one is just like his main helmet for most of the year, so it's gonna be my favorite. S tier for sure. And we're going to our last one, Pierre Gasly. This helmet is pretty cool. I love the design. If you can't really tell close up, but it's got little. I think it's like 55. Is it? He's got like some numbers or something in that red, which is pretty cool. But then the AlphaTauri logo is just a bit too big. I think the Red Bull sponsorships makes the logo make sure the logo is really big, because on all the Red Bull and AlphaTauris, the logo is really big on the side. But this one's okay. I'll throw it into the B tier. And that is going to be my list. Let me know what your guys' favorites or least favorites are. I'm probably going to drop another Formula One ranking video with my friends, a couple friends on a Zoom call next week maybe, because the season is just about to start, and I can't wait to watch the season. I'm going to have lots of Formula One videos hopefully for you guys. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next video.